Fractals is a very cool encounter. You're going to have a lot of weak ores for this, but I don't think it's the kind of weak ores where like you're just going to lose your mind because weak ores exist. Unless you run into a situation where like people have different versions of weak ores and it's like assigning people to the same spot, but you can kind of outplay that too. You don't understand the walls. Unfortunately too, Heroic was bugged. That had a bugged timer where it would put out 8 walls at once right after you did the first clears or second clears. So it's possible they got like omega griefed by that. But basically the boss works like this. You guys see how there's like 6 defined phases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If Preet ever turns his camera around, you'll see some walls back there. So there's a mechanic that puts out walls. It's actually just happened and Preheat got one. So your job as a raid, looks like they're choosing to stay in this diamond marker here. They're trying to separate these out. When you get hit by a wall, it does a big dot. So you don't typically want to stack them. They do that here. But what this is going to do, let's assume there's 0 walls out right now. That's actually true because he's really high. What they're going to do, he's going to put 2 walls here and 1 wall there. So if you see during this knockback, unless he blinks it, God fucking mages, you're going to notice there's 2 walls here and then 1 wall here. The bit of the fight is if you ever stack 6 walls in any singular area, the boss basically enrages and kills you. In Heroic, you'll see some walls here, like on the left and right. So I hope you see it. He's probably not going to show it. Okay, so like right here when he gets knocked back. So, all right, do you see how some of these walls are like light blue and some are dark blue and some are light blue? All right, so those are the different kinds of walls. Like the normal wall is this lighter blue. The heroic wall is this darker blue. And they do different mechanics. So not only is, as it's obvious here, you get basically 2 or 3 wall sets and then you get these breaks. And then people get assigned breaks and you can break certain walls. Where this boss becomes cool, maybe not for a lot of players, because this definitely seems like one of those bosses where you don't ever have to think about this boss in an interesting way. You're just going to come here, a weak ore is going to tell you where to go, and you just kind of hit the boss, and it doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's a cool damage check or something, but for us, this is super fucking awesome, because you can really have a totally different fight than someone else, potentially. That's not usually how the race ends up working out, but you can decide to like fully stack aside and do like a giga clear, and those are going to be really fun. So as a problem solver, this boss is like built to be very interesting. That being said, there on Mythic there's an extra wall, and what that wall does is it basically gives the raid a dot, and you take 1 million a second for 10 seconds. So you can probably do some quick math. Taking like more than like 3 stacks of that is going to be like super crazy, but you as a raid are going to have the decision. Do you want very Taros like, do you want to take a bunch of raid dots with like AMZ, especially like, oh my god, new AMZ is so fucking turbo insane for this fight. Do you want to do like new AMZ and then like a barrier and pop like fucking 5 and just use all personals and then don't pop any for a few sets, the mythic walls? Or do you want to make sure there's 2 every time? Like what's easier to assign healing cooldowns and stuff like that, right? Like that line of thinking. That's really personally that's really fun for me. So seeing the mythic testing of this will be really interesting, but that's basically the lineup of the fight. I think this is cool for a few reasons. I don't think they've ever made a boss even remotely like this before. Even Taros is so simple. Honestly, this is as if they made Taros. Remember how we said Taros was sick and we wish they would make like a later in the raid Taros? This is a boss in the Sludge Fist raid position, so like 3rd to last boss most likely. And they basically did it Taros, but it's just like way more interesting. So in my opinion, this is really cool. However, it would not surprise me at all if like my opinion of this boss after the race is like this is an S tier goated fight, and then everyone else is like this fight is super whatever. You basically just like single target a boss and go where a weak aura tells you. But like you can understand that from our perspective, doing a boss where you get to actually figure all this out is like really fucking fun. So I think we're gonna have a really good time with this. Healers are gonna hate this boss. Interesting. This is actually a boss where I feel like healers would love it. It's like a really high HPS check with like targeted burst healing, and you know when it's coming. I feel like that's kind of cool. Anyways, that's this boss on Mythic. Be kind of cool.